Welcome to Growazit, your ultimate destination for rustic antique charm, vintage aesthetics, and timeless classic elegance. We bring you inspiring decor ideas, home styling tips, and creative ways to infuse history into modern living. From weathered wood textures to ornate vintage treasures, our content celebrates the art of timeless beauty. Rustic and antique home inspiration, vintage collectibles and decor ideas, classic and elegant interior styling, white and neutral palette aesthetic home tours, and DIY vintage transformations. Subscribe now and embark on a journey through classic sophistication with a touch of nostalgia. Welcome, dear friends, to a magical Christmas tour where vintage charm meets rustic farmhouse elegance. Today, we invite you to step inside an English country farmhouse dressed in its holiday best, where every room tells a story of timeless warmth, vintage treasures, and cozy traditions. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your favorite part in the comments below. This way, you won't miss any of our festive decorating inspirations, and your feedback helps us bring even more charming ideas straight to your home. The first impression of any home begins at the entryway, and here, the rustic English countryside spirit shines through. Think of weathered wooden benches draped with tartan blankets, a vintage lantern glowing softly, and a handmade wreath crafted with ivy, pine cones, and dried oranges. Boots neatly tucked beneath a coat rack hint at frosty winter walks, while baskets filled with greenery and holly berries promise a warm welcome. This space sets the tone for the entire holiday tour, cozy, nostalgic, and steeped in tradition. Stepping into the living room, the fireplace becomes the crown jewel of rustic charm. A garland of cedar, eucalyptus, and cranberries drapes over the mantel, paired with vintage brass candlesticks that flicker with a golden glow. Stockings made of natural linen and lace hang carefully, each embroidered with a family member's initials. Across the room, a tree stands tall, decorated with handmade ornaments, antique glass baubles, and ribbon bows. The atmosphere here is simple yet elegant, reminding us that a true farmhouse Christmas celebrates tradition over excess. The kitchen is the heart of every English farmhouse, and at Christmas, it becomes a space alive with scents of cinnamon, roasted chestnuts, and fresh baked bread. Copper pots hang from overhead racks, glistening under soft candlelight. Open shelves are adorned with sprigs of rosemary, festive pottery, and jars filled with spiced cookies. An old wooden table is prepared for holiday baking, with rolling pins dusted in flour and bowls brimming with ingredients ready for family traditions. This kitchen is less about perfection and more about shared joy. The farmhouse dining room is where gatherings come alive, and the table is dressed to impress with timeless country charm. A crisp linen tablecloth lays the foundation, while mismatched china and vintage silverware add character. Centerpieces feature arrangements of evergreen branches, dried hydrangeas, and glowing lanterns. At each setting, a handwritten card welcomes guests with warmth. Hanging above, a rustic chandelier entwined with ivy and candles casts a magical glow. This is where hearty meals are shared, stories are told, and memories linger long after the plates are cleared. Pantries in English cottages are often overlooked, yet they hold such charm. Imagine shelves lined with homemade jams, chutneys, and spiced preserves in glass jars tied with gingham fabric. Small woven baskets filled with nuts, dried fruits, and holiday spices create an old-world feel. A simple wreath hangs on the door, reminding us that even the smallest corners can shine with festive spirit. This humble yet beautiful space celebrates a slower, simpler way of living and honors the tradition of storing goodness for the season. Upstairs, the bedrooms transform into cozy sanctuaries. The beds are layered with patchwork quilts, plaid throws, and soft flannel sheets in deep greens and rich reds. Bedside tables hold vintage oil lamps, bowls of clementines, and tiny sprigs of mistletoe. On dressers, glass jars filled with fairy lights glow softly, giving the room a whimsical touch. Hanging stockings at the end of the bed carry on an old tradition, promising small delights on Christmas morning. The bedroom is less about grand decor and more about creating restful charm. In every farmhouse, the guest room plays an important role during the holidays. Here, an antique iron bed is dressed with cozy duvets, while a simple evergreen garland drapes across the headboard. A small tabletop tree decorated with dried citrus and handmade felt ornaments adds a welcoming touch. On a side chair, wool blankets are folded neatly, ready to keep loved ones warm during frosty nights. A handwritten note placed on the pillow says, "Merry Christmas and sweet dreams." Hospitality in its purest form. Christmas through the eyes of a child is a story of wonder, and their rooms should reflect that magic. In an English country farmhouse, children's rooms glow with playful touches, wooden rocking horses dressed with ribbons, shelves of classic storybooks, and stockings bursting with anticipation. A miniature tree might stand in the corner, decorated with paper chains, gingerbread cookies, and candy canes. Hand-knit toys sit beneath, waiting for Christmas morning. It's a room filled with imagination, where rustic charm meets the innocence of holiday dreams. Even the bathroom can carry hints of Christmas magic. A clawfoot tub framed with eucalyptus branches brings in natural fragrance, while shelves hold candles with scents of pine and cinnamon. Fluffy towels tied with festive ribbon add simple yet thoughtful details. Small touches, like a sprig of holly tucked into a mirror frame or a vintage soap dish holding cranberries, remind us that no space is too small for holiday spirit. This is about layering subtle beauty without overwhelming the space. Hallways and farmhouses connect the rooms, and during Christmas, they become festive paths of joy. Staircases are draped with garlands of pine, ivy, and velvet bows, while small lanterns guide the way. Framed family photos are surrounded with greenery, creating a gallery of love and tradition. Every corner whispers charm, reminding us that Christmas is not just about the main rooms, but also about the small moments in between. These hallways truly feel like the arteries of the holiday home, carrying warmth throughout. Many English cottages feature a conservatory or sunroom, and during Christmas, it transforms into a winter haven. Potted evergreens, wreaths of ivy, and bowls of pine cones bring the outdoors in. Windows are dressed with frosty patterns, while candles twinkle against the glass panes. A small wicker sofa layered with plaid cushions becomes the perfect spot to sip mulled wine while gazing at the winter garden. This room blurs the line between inside and outside, celebrating nature as the truest holiday decorator. No tour would be complete without stepping outside. The farmhouse exterior is trimmed with garlands along wooden beams, windows adorned with wreaths, and lanterns lining the pathway. A wooden sled rests by the door, decorated with bundles of greenery and tartan ribbon. Snow-dusted roofs and smoke rising from the chimney complete the picture of a postcard-perfect Christmas. The exterior reflects the warmth found within, inviting neighbors, friends, and passers-by to feel the spirit of the season. As we close our English country farmhouse Christmas tour, we're reminded that true holiday beauty lies in authenticity, simple greenery, meaningful heirlooms, and cozy traditions. Each room tells a story, not through perfection, but through love, history, and warmth. We hope this tour inspires you to embrace vintage rustic charm in your own home this season. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your favorite details in the comments below. Wishing you all a holiday season filled with peace, joy, and timeless farmhouse magic.